While it may seem like a no-brainer to get LeBron James on your team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, according to renowned NBA journalist Marc Stein, may not pursue the possibility of acquiring LeBron James. Here's what we know. First up, Marc Stein expresses his doubt. Coming out of the 2022 NBA All-Star Weekend, one of the league's main themes has been LeBron James potentially returning to the Cleveland Cavaliers. However, while James told The Athletic's Jason Lloyd that he hasn't ruled out a future return to Cleveland, the Cavs' feelings may not be mutual. James is a franchise legend, and many expected the Cavs management to leap at the chance to rejoin with the King. However, given how well the present team is performing, they may not be interested in collaborating with James. Marc Stein says based on talks he's had with individuals in Cleveland, he believes that while it is expected the Cavs will leap at the chance to re-sign LeBron, he, Marc, sincerely doubts it. Marc said this on his podcast on Tuesday, analyzing the latest news from the All-Star Weekend, which was held in Cleveland. In doing so, the experienced NBA reporter disclosed that while James may be interested in returning to Northeast Ohio, the Cavs may not be. Is it possible that LeBron James will return to the land for a second time? When he was drafted, he pledged to bring his home state club a title. James left the Cleveland Cavaliers for the Miami Heat after many unsuccessful title chases from 2004 to 2010. He ultimately rejoined the club in 2014, and in 2016, he won the championship. He departed again in the summer of 2018 for the Los Angeles Lakers, and he is now tempting Ohio fans with the possibility of a comeback. Next, the Cavs without LeBron. The Cleveland Cavaliers are on the verge of entering the playoffs for the first time since LeBron James' departure. In fact, this would be their first playoff participation without LeBron James since 1998. They are fourth in the East with a 36-24 record and are overwhelming teams with their young studs. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff has instilled a culture of selflessness in his players, and the Cavaliers are winning games despite losing Colin Sexton to a season-ending injury in November of last year. In an age of small ball and high-volume three-point shooting, the Cavaliers thrive with a lineup that includes several seven-footers. Now, the reasons to not want LeBron back. The rumor about James perhaps returning to Cleveland comes during a season in which the Cavs have emerged as one of the NBA's most promising young teams, while the four-time MVP's current club, the Los Angeles Lakers, has fallen far short of their title candidate expectations. Cleveland has a pair of All-Stars in Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen, both of whom played on Team LeBron in last weekend's All-Star game. The Cavs also have the current Rookie of the Year frontrunner in Evan Mobley, providing Cleveland a nucleus of youthful talent that the Lakers now lack. Speaking to Lloyd over the weekend, James, who stated that he considers himself to be Cleveland's third All-Star with Garland and Allen, only stoked speculation that a third stint with the Cavs may be in the works. According to Stein, though, the group is not especially eager to reclaim James. After a refit, they're on the right track, and obtaining James would jeopardize the entire goal. They risk losing some of their younger players who helped make them successful in the first place, since James would want a massive payday. James is a huge force who alters the chemistry of every team and locker room in which he's a member. Next, the reasons to want LeBron back. Meanwhile, throughout the state of Ohio, and particularly in Cleveland, LeBron James is a legend. He has the most games played, minutes played, points, assists, rebounds, steals, and three-pointers made in the franchise. He holds a massive 88.7% of the team's all-time win shares and is responsible for the franchise's lone championship. So, it's not unreasonable to expect the Cavaliers' front management to hurry to re-sign the potential Hall of Famer from their hometown. The Cleveland Cavaliers may be title contenders if James joins the team, but only time will tell whether King James returns to the land. For what it's worth, James will be a free agent at the end of the 2022-23 NBA season, though it's also possible that the 18-time All-Star may make a trade before going free. While Stein is dubious that Cavs chairman Dan Gilbert and general manager Kobe Altman would turn down the chance to bring James back to Cleveland, he also acknowledges that the issue is more nuanced than many people think. Up next, LeBron gets booed by fans. LeBron James was booed by home supporters while the Lakers could only chuckle following a terrible DeAndre Jordan fumble as the Lakers were blown off the floor by the Pelicans. The visitors were energized by a 44-25 third quarter and cruised to a 123-95 victory, putting the Lakers at risk of dropping out of the playoffs. The 2020 champions are 8th in the West, barely ahead of Portland and 2.5 games ahead of New Orleans in 11th. LeBron scored 32 points and 7 turnovers, while Russell Westbrook had 16 points on 5 of 15 shooting from the field and 7 turnovers. Brandon Ingram is simply handing it to the Lakers, according to Marc Stein. The home team showed little enthusiasm or effort. Now, in other news, Gabe Dannon, a web developer, sent out a tweet to his 328 followers early Friday morning with a seemingly benign remark. Try Poldl. It's similar to Wordle, but with NBA players. He told the Sporting News that he expected little response. Well, he definitely got that wrong. One day later, 4,000 individuals had retweeted his post, and 240,000 unique visitors had played his game. Dannon was taken aback and startled by the outpouring of support. It was his first endeavor to go viral at that level. After only one game of Poldl, it's clear to understand why it's so popular. The guidelines are straightforward. You have 8 chances to correctly name an NBA player. Poldl, like Wordle, provides little hints as you go with your guesses, such as when you nail the proper team name, age, division, height, or jersey number of the day's player. The game has enthralled NBA fans. You may have noticed the Wordle-like series of squares on many social media networks. Poldl's first mystery player, Nikola Vucevic, is also a fan. Next, good news for Kyrie Irving. Last Thursday, New York City Mayor Eric Adams said that the city's vaccine requirements for indoor spaces, including arenas like the Barclays Center and Madison Square Garden, will be phased out in the coming weeks. Adams has set the date earlier today, stating that New York City's numbers continue to fall. So as long as COVID numbers indicate a low level of risk, and there are no surprises this week, they will also suspend the Key to NYC requirements on March 7th. The Key to NYC was a series of regulations imposed by the former mayor, Bill de Blasio, that demanded evidence of immunization for indoor eating, indoor exercise, indoor entertainment, and some meeting spaces. It appeared as though a route had been cleared for Brooklyn Nets superstar Kyrie Irving to return to the floor for his team's home games, despite the fact that he is yet to acquire the COVID vaccine. Irving has only been able to play in the Nets' road games so far. Even though Adams is pushing for the vaccination regulations to be lifted, it looks like Irving will still be unable to play at the Barclays Center. Next up, Damian Lillard's recovery. The Trailblazers announced on Sunday that Damian Lillard has completed the first phase of his recovery following abdominal surgery with no setbacks. Next week, Lillard will begin the reconditioning part of his rehab plan, which will entail a continuation of his strengthening program as well as his basketball skills exercise. In 2 to 3 weeks, he'll be reevaluated. Now, we have Josh Giddey's injury. Oklahoma City Thunder coach Marc Stein predicts that Josh Giddey will lose some time as the rookie continues to be out with a hip ailment, a big setback to his Rookie of the Year candidacy. Giddey was out of the Thunder's overtime win against the Indiana Pacers on Saturday due to the same ailment, and will be out again against the Sacramento Kings on Tuesday. Stein confirmed Giddey's absence before the Thunder's game against the Kings and indicated that it might become worse. The Thunder have had difficulty with injuries all season, with standout Shai Gilgeous-Alexander also missing a recent run of games. Lastly, DCT Abu Dhabi and NBA announced first Junior NBA Abu Dhabi League. 30 schools were allocated an NBA franchise in an effort to inspire next-generation players in the UAE. The Department of Culture and Tourism Abu Dhabi, known as the DCT Abu Dhabi, and the National Basketball Association announced the commencement of the first Junior NBA Abu Dhabi League on Monday, which will run from March 5th to May 21st. DCT Abu Dhabi and the NBA staged an opening ceremony and a draft event in which each school was allocated an NBA team, receiving corresponding NBA franchise-branded jerseys for games, and participated in basketball development clinics, skills challenges, and contests. The league will feature 450 boys and girls aged 11 to 14 from 30 schools around Abu Dhabi. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think the Cavs will try to get LeBron on their team? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you on the next one.